Yep. Okay, so
From the Hurricanes at GIO Stadium, Tuesday, 30th of June.
See you at the game when we take on the Hurricanes on the 30th of June.
Well, hello and welcome to Viking Park in Erindale for round 11 of the Griffin Legal John I Dent Cup 2018 season. It's Brett McKay with you for Bar TV Sports, and the lights are on down here in the south of Canberra already. We've lost sight of the hills to our immediate west, and it's grey and cold and not yet wet at Viking Park as Tuggeranong host Uni-Norths in the Hahn Superdry Griffin Legal John I Dent Cup match of the round. Joining me in commentary today is Tuggeranong President Brendan Allardyce, and he'll be with us very, very shortly. But Tuggeranong were one of three teams coming off the bye from last week. Uni-Norths had a great win over East, 41-26 at Griffith, and they're on a two-game winning streak currently coming into round 11. Tuggeranong sit top of the John I Dent Cup table on 40 points. Uni-Norths are on 26 points in fifth place and desperate to edge closer to the top four today. This is the side's second meeting of 2018. They first met in round 3 in a 17-all draw at ANU North, which Tuggeranong coach Nick Scrivener described to me today as being lucky to get away with for their home side. Elsewhere today, it's Gungahlin against Royals up at Nichols, and Queanbeyan hosting West out at Campese Field. East have the bye. Some team news, some changes for Uni-Norths. Max Bode back from injury today up front with John Bosco Tungaloa and James Lynch, the hooker in the front row. Dave Veron and Phil Ferreira, the locks. Dan Purdy, Dave Bennett and Ben Love, the back row. Lachlan Crichton back from injury. Tom Gilmore, the halves. Then it is Sam Irwin and Callum Richardson on the wings. Trent Storen and Panache Kamara. Jordan Thompson at fullback. For Tuggeranong, it's Sione Towler, Michael Henry and Agnes Wagner up front. Jamie Field and Callum Smith are the locks. And young Isaiah Tikitau at blindside on debut today for the Vikings. Joey Voda and Richard Joys, the back rowers. Ryan Bowden and Isaac Thompson are the halves, and JP Minart and Max Rivalval on the wings. Noel Alessio and Ernest Silvai the centres, and Brendan Tawiki is the Tuggeranong fullback. It's been a one-sided day here for Tuggeranong in the lower grades. 29-10 the Vikings won second grade, and Colts 71 points to 5. It's been a good day for the home side so far.
No worries at all.
Our teams will be joining us on the field here right in front of us very soon. Brendan Allardyce just coming into position. And Brendan, it's fair to say you've turned on the weather for us down the south here.
Not quite as nice as last time, Brett, but yeah.
No,
I will install a heater up here, I promise.
Excellent. I look forward to that. That'll be very handy, I think. by half-time would be great.
Yeah,
to get to that.
Not for the faint-hearted today or the fair weather supporters. It is certainly a typical cold winter's day.
Absolutely. The Vikings about to take the field here at Vikings Park. Don't adjust your colour settings at home. The Vikings running out in a special yellow and black strip today, Brendan, for supporting Oz Harvest.
Yeah, that's right, Brett. So once a year we support a charity of the year. It's Oz Harvest this year, so this being our charity round, we commissioned a special design jumper. You probably won't ever see it again, to be fair. It's fair removal from our normal red and white hoops, but we're looking like bumblebees out there. But anyway, it's...
I wasn't going to say that.
But it is a really good cause. We're raffling one of the jumpers in the grandstand at the moment, and there's buckets going around collecting a lot of coins, and there's a soup stall down there from the Oz Harvest people with beautiful pumpkin soup, minestrone soup, and we're going to auction all of those jumpers off in the sports bar after the game.
Oh, so, fantastic. Great.
Hopefully there'll be some sponsors and old boys and big hitters down there spending up big on those jerseys, because they are a one of a kind.
They are definitely one of a kind. They're quite striking, it's got to be said. The yellow and black is definitely, as you say, a long way removed from the traditional red and white of the home side. Uni-Norths running onto the field, led out by Dave Bennett, and that man behind him, Max Bode, back from injury and a suspension that he doesn't really want to talk about. Yeah, Max was with us in commentary a couple of weeks ago and did a good job. Certainly great to see him back on the field, and he'd be much preferring to be in among the action than talking about it, Brendan.
He's a very good player, obviously part of the NRC squad last year, Brett, but I'd rather see him out there than Ben Alexander, to be fair.
Yeah, Benny A, of course, named in a pretty strong-looking Brumbies side to take on Suntory in Tokyo tomorrow. Keep an eye on the Brumbies socials for score updates there. Our referee is Matt Hogan. Isaac Thompson has the ball in the middle of the field, and we are underway in the Hahn Superdry match of the round 11, and it's taken there from Callan Richardson just outside his 22. Uni-Norths work their way out of their own territory, and there's a solid hit from Sione Towler straight away. Veteran prop getting right into this game. It's been stripped, but there is a penalty. Tuggeranong not releasing in the end. And
yeah, Joey Vajota there thought he had rights to the ball, but I think Matt Hogan thought otherwise.
He definitely did think otherwise. And of course, as a result of your strip change today, Matt Hogan's in a different strip out there as well.
Yeah, he's gone the purple.
He has gone the purple. It's all right. He'll still stand out. It's the main thing. That touch finder has found the line inside the Tuggeranong half. So James Lynch for his first throw of the day. Taken well there by Dave Verrin. Come away through Gilmore. Here's Ben Love. And Crichton back from injury as well, the scrum half. And there's a good carry over on that far side. Trent Storr and gets a little kick away. But he's just bundled into touch on the rebound. And so Tuggeranong will have their chance to test out their set piece.
No, I think it may have ricocheted off Tuggeranong. I think it's Uni's throw, Brett.
Well, we've had a change of arm signal over that side. I'm sure he was pointing to Tuggeranong, yeah. Lynch throwing again. Again, it's Dave Verrin. Gilmore, and that's Phil Ferreira in midfield. He's been playing a lot of centre this year. He's playing lock today. Testing his versatility, no doubt. And he's a good, strong carry up front from John Bosco Tungaloa. It's Ferreira has Dave Bennett with a good little offload, but they've lost it. Tuggeranong have this. Max Bode's got the ball for Uni-Norths. I'm sure he's gone over. And
he's awarded the try.
I'm sure you'll agree with me here, Brendan, but I'm quite sure there was a knock-on in the middle of that.
Look, I think Matt Hogan did see the knock-on, but he called a quick advantage there to Tuggeranong, and they threw a loose pass. It's bounced backwards, and Bode's made the most of it, yeah.
Fair enough. So Max Bode is in for the first try of the game, and it's the way you want to come back from injury, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Welcome back to Max.
Absolutely. Welcome to first grade. So Sam Irwin, a late reprieve for Uni-Norths was was originally going to play second grade today, but shuffling in the Uni-Norths side late in the week sees the kicker getting a reprieve.
He's an accomplished kicker too, Brett. He's been
very
playing
good kicker.
A lot of first grade for uni for a long time, and very good kicker.
This would be the fifth or sixth time I reckon I've done a Uni-Norths game that Sam's played, and I don't think he's worn the same jersey twice.
No, he's versatile,
too. Yeah, absolutely.
Plays anywhere in the back line except scrum half, probably.
I reckon he'd give that a crack. His conversion is just outside the 22. He's about 4 metres in from touch. He's hit it pretty well. It's online. It's hit the post, in
fact. Off the upright, yeah.
So score remains 5-0 in favour of Uni-Norths. And we've had around about 4 minutes of play. Isaac Thompson will get us underway here once again.
Fair to say, Brett, the Bumblebees won't be too happy about that. The one time the Owls got in the 22 and they've come out with points.
That's it. It's a good restart from Isaac Thompson. Ball has hung up in the air nicely. And it's forced a mistake. It's Trent Storen. I noticed this during the second grade game, Brendan, but there's a little bit of wind just above the grandstand that's affecting the way the ball is. Just behaving a little bit.
Yeah, look, it is a bit of a swirling breeze at the moment. Typically, it'll be a north-westerly, which will blow down into the club corner, down the far club corner where you can see the playground equipment in the background there. But it is swirling a bit, I think, at the moment, Brett.
Yeah, certainly affecting kicks. Saw the first attempted penalty goal in second grade from pretty well right in front, blown off course.
Yes, and I believe the Nor'wester has the potential to get up to about 50 kilometres an hour later in this game. So if that wind does come, it'll certainly favour Uni in the first half and Vikings in the second half.
Well, if we're copying the Northwester at Viking Park, I can think of no better place to be than on the grandstand roof.
Absolutely.
I'm going to test the weatherproofness of your canopy up here.
Indeed.
Bowden has this at the back of the scrum. And there is Max Ravalval over there. Is it offload? It's a good
Max
offload.
Has it now. Yep, from Ernest.
Yep, and Suavai was the centre. Bowden Thompson already putting his mark on this game the way Tuggeranong getting into their attacking shape early. It's got penalty advantage here now for the Vikings. And there it is, right in front on the 22.
Interesting to see what Isaac Thompson wants to do here. Oh, he wants to play quickly.
Quick tap, Isaac Thompson says, and he's still going here. The Tuggeranong 5'8", and he's just, the offload has been put down. Uni-Norths have it, and they're coming away from their own line. This is Callum Richardson. Puts a kick in ahead, and it's a race to the ball. Panashi Kamara has got plenty of speed, but Isaac Thompson is back there to clean up for the Vikings. Brought to ground nicely by Phil Ferreira. He's got a bit of work to do here.
Yeah, that was brilliant from Isaac.
Yeah, he's got the ball back there now. Ryan Bowden is there. And Michael Henry takes this hit up. Isaac back for Brendan Tawiki. And that's not a bad clearing kick. It's up here on the roof with us.
Yeah, great work from the captain, Isaac Thompson there, Brett. He was under enormous pressure. Yeah, Uni had the numbers and a good chase. He absorbed all the pressure and got us out of trouble there.
So James Lynch throwing to a four-man line out. Taken well at the top there by Dave Verrin. He's going to be doing plenty of work today. The Uni-Norths lock. Ferreira takes this at the back and makes a metre or so just inside the Tuggeranong 22 now, but he's held on too long. There's the penalty there for the Vikings, and that's an invitation for an easy exit out of the 22, Brendan.
Yeah, look, absorbed that pressure and just got hard on the ball in really good position there, so great turnover.
Got their timing well.
Brett, I just want to give a rap to Vikings number 6, Isaiah Tikitau, who's making his first grade debut today.
Mention that. Young Colts player getting a promotion.
Correct, yeah. Local junior who's come through the ranks under 18s and still Colts age, and I'd love to have him in Colts, but he's just playing such great footy in second grade and deserves his debut today.
Got to make room for him.
Indeed.
Best of luck to him today.
Yeah,
Vikings straight down into this line-out drive that finds 5 metres, and they're inside the Uni-Norths half now. Thompson has this, and there's a great tackle in midfield. Forces Richard Giles back. Isaac Thompson puts this midfield bomb up on the far side. Jordan Thompson has lost that in contact. He did well to get up, the Uni-Norths fullback, but just lost it in the initial contact.
Yeah, and Brett, just as I'm giving a rap to a young player, Tikitau in number 6, also a veteran, number 8, Richard Joyce. Joycey first played for the club in first grade about 2006. And has pretty much retired and slipped down the grades and was really happily captaining third grade and playing a bit of fourth grade, and he's found himself required up in seconds in recent weeks, and now he's back in first grade. So it's a long time between drinks for Richard, so he is a veteran, but he's just relishing it. Just a real physical, great, tough club player.
Good on him.
Yeah.
Good on him. You're a long time retired, as they say.
Exactly.
It's the old Merv Hughes adage. You never get too old, you just slip down a grade.
Exactly.
The Vikings coming away off their own line. It's a good tackle, a good carry up the midfield here. They're getting on a little bit of a roll. Thompson with a wide ball on this side there for JP Meinhardt. Bowden has this, puts a little kick in over the top that I'm not sure too many of his teammates knew about. Uni-Norths at the back there to clean up. It's a good kick downfield from Jordan Thompson, who leads the chase here for the Owls. Travalval comes centre field and finds Isaac Thompson, who drills this kick towards the touchline, and that's not a bad touch finder.
Yeah, a bit of forcing's back there. Vikings got to be careful. I know Thompson, the fullback for Uni, has got a raking
really
left foot boot, hasn't he?
We certainly saw that just there. He peeled off 40 metres without too much trouble at all.
Yep.
As these lights take effect, Brendan, I've got to say these jerseys are getting brighter of yours.
They're a bit tradie fluoro, aren't
they? Road work ahead.
Yes, indeed. We should turn the lights off and
you won't.
At least be able to see each other.
Just reflect off your jerseys. It's cleaned up at the back there by Uni-Norths. Gilmore has this, and he says, let's get down the other end. Travalval spills it, but he's got plenty of time at the back there. Brendan Tawiki, he's got plenty of time as well.
Yeah, great kick, great clearing kick.
Uni-Norths go quick though. Crichton has this, and Tom Gilmore is there, and he'll try his luck again and threads the needle beautifully to find touch 5 metres out. That is a wonderful kick from Tom Gilmore.
Forcing's back, and the Owls certainly won that battle.
Absolutely. He absolutely threaded that needle, as I said, and JP Meinhardt, he thought he had it covered, and it was just a couple of inches too tall for him. Tuggeranong go quickly, taken well by Callum Smith. Top of that line out, there's that man Richard Joyce, back in first grade. Thompson gets this kick from his own in goal, finds touch on about the 22. You see our touch judge down there, Steve Peake. I was talking about Hogan before the game, and he reckoned if there was a game we could get away with refereeing in tracksuit pants, it'd be today.
He would, yes. I think he has got gloves on, is that right?
Steve Peake down there has, definitely, yes.
Peaky blinders. Who'd have thought?
Uni-Norths have this now on the 22. It's Phil Ferreira with a good carry, brings it down just on the 22. Lachlan Crichton has the ball at the back there. His first game back in 6 or 7 weeks from a cheekbone injury, which might have been against you guys, I think, Brendan, back in round 3.
Round 3?
Yeah. It's that man, John Bosco Tungaloa, and New Zealand Imports, been here about a month for Uni-Norths, and they've certainly got some benefit from his inclusion this side. There's a great break in midfield from Dave Verron. The big lock is over next to the posts. Just the power in the end from Dave Verron to bump off the first First tackler.
Yeah, look, it's not often Isaac Thompson doesn't complete a tackle like that, but yeah, look, just a great run from Veron, and had all the momentum, and was always going to score that. Brendan Tuiki was quite deep, really didn't have the time to get to him.
Yeah, and Brendan Tuiki is just down in back play and stayed on the ground for a little while.
Yeah,
after that contact as well, he might have just got a little bit of a stinger or.
Yeah, hopefully a stinger, yeah. Looking at wrist and shoulder, I think, so hopefully a stinger.
So, Sam Irwin converts quickly. So, Uni-Norths out to a 12-0 lead after about 14 minutes of play.
Good start to the students, Brett.
Yeah, absolutely. They're on a bit of a roll at the moment, the Owls. As I've said, from the start, they've won 2 on the trot now since their reconciliation weekend, long weekend bye, and certainly Tony Doherty's happy with the way his side is going at the moment. Crichton has this at the back. Phil Ferreira relishing a game in the forwards today. There's that kick from Jordan Thompson. Isaac
behind Tuggeranong again.
Yeah, has to let that one go behind him, and it gives another 20 metres or so in the end before he gets his kick back in return. Certainly feels like Uni-Norths are winning the kicking battle at the moment.
No doubt. They've dominated territory. I don't think we've been anywhere near the Vikings attacking 22.
No, it's certainly been a rare event in the first 15 minutes that we've had to look to the north. Brendan, we're controlling things very well at the moment. Uni-Norths. Again, Veron dominating this line out at the moment. Gilmore has it. Phil Ferreira has been very prominent already.
Yeah, that's about his 4th or 5th strong carry, isn't it?
Yeah, doing very, very, very well. Max Bode, the first try of the game. Crichton has this, as Dave Bennett, and there's that man, Phil Ferreira again. Crichton finds Tungaloa. Brought down just short of the 22. They're doing this gradually and patiently. Uni-Norths is a good tackle on Trent Store, and it was Ernest Suavai.
It's the birthday boy, and it's birthday today.
Oh, good on you, Ernest. Happy birthday, mate. Phil Ferreira. Uni-North's centre come lock today. Making a great fist of this transition. It'll be a while before he finds his way back in the number 13 jersey. Tom Gilmore has just... Well, I'm not going to call it an attempted field goal, but he's...
I think it was making up for a dropsy.
Yeah, a delayed drop. So, 16 minutes in... And we've got our... This is the first scrum of the day, is it, Brendan? Can't be.
I think the second.
Yeah,
second. Actually, maybe even third. Yeah. It's been a pretty even battle. That's probably why we haven't noticed any ascendancy there. Yeah.
Certainly has. 12-0 Uni-Norths leading Tuggeranong. We've had, as I say, about 16 minutes of play down here at Viking Park. Super dry match of the round. This scrum's gone to ground. Ryan Bowden has it and comes away. Finds his captain Isaac Thompson, and there is Ernest Suavai brought down in midfield on the 10-metre line. There's the young man Isaiah Tikitau on debut today, playing at the blindside flank. Richard Joyce with a good carry, straightening things up in midfield for the Vikings. Thompson has this, a good offload through the hands, out wide. That's Brendan Tawicki. It's brought down just on halfway, only a metre or two in from touch there on the far side. Thompson's controlling this through the hands, but that ball's gone to ground.
Yeah, look, great line speed from Uni-Norths there, and Tuggeranong were too flat, Brett.
Yeah, they looked a little bit static those last couple of carries, didn't they?
Yeah, put pressure on Isaac as first receiver, and then pressure on Sione Teula to hold the carry.
And that's just inviting more defensive pressure and line speed from Uni-Norths. So we have another scrum. Been an interesting forwards battle already, but both scrums will be looking to keep this one up. Crichton with the feed here now for Uni-Norths. Tuggeranong get the shove on. Uni-Norths have come back at them though. Crichton pulls it away and finds Gilmore. Trent Storen puts the ball in front of Panache Kamara. By in front, I mean in front of forward. It's been kicked ahead by Isaac Thompson. Sam Irwin is going to be back there, as is Callum Richardson, but he's in a bit of trouble down there, the Uni-Norths winger. He's managed to get into the field of play, but there wouldn't be a metre in it. They've got some work to do to get out of trouble here, Uni-Norths. In fact, that kick is charged down by
5 metre scrum for Vikings here.
Viking scrum.
Really good chase on that kick, Brett. As good as Isaac Thompson's kick was, the chase made it excellent.
It really did. It really did. Both Uni-Norths wingers there, Sam Irwin and Callum Richardson, had plenty of work to do.
This will be a real test of the scrum medal for Uni-Norths. It's probably been an even battle so far, but I know Tuggeranong will be keen to get this scrum going forward.
First real attacking opportunity of the match for the home side.
Yep, first time with ball in the 22.
Ryan Bowden to feed here for the home side. It's a good scrum from Tuggeranong. They've got penalty advantage here. Bowden has this, finds Thompson out the back with plenty of runners in midfield. Thompson brought to ground, about 7 out from the line in front of the posts. Jamie Field.
Callum Smith.
Callum Smith, beg your pardon. Oh, and there's a try straight through the middle.
Noah Lalesio.
Just running that great outside in line.
Yeah, that was a deliberate play from Noah. He noticed that he didn't have any other forwards coming around the corner, so he just hit a nice flat inside ball.
So the home side are on the board. Noah Lalesio with the try, and they needed that, Tuggeranong, but they'll be wrapped that they've made their first attacking opportunity a 5-pointer.
Exactly. Always good to turn opportunities into points.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to be honest, staring down 12-0 wouldn't have been too favourable for them, but 12-7 is probably, if presuming he gets this, a lot more palatable.
So Isaac Thompson with the conversion. He's taken it back 10 or 15 metres.
And a bit of precipitation has...
just noticed that. Thompson converts. So 12-7 is the score now in favour of Uni-Norths.
The first 20 minutes has gone pretty quick.
It has gone very quick, which is interesting in itself, because it hasn't necessarily stood out as being back and forward and being particularly quick. But yes, you're right. That first 20 minutes has gone in a real flash. Gilmore gets us back underway. Going to put this restart down on the 22, and Max Ravalval over on the far side has just put a foot into touch. Well, that's not quite what you'd want.
Nah, look, that's Uni kicking just seems to they've got on a string at the moment. They're getting in behind the Tuggeranong, getting it into touch when they need to,
finding plenty of open space
and opportunities.
Certainly, yeah.
Another attacking line out for them.
James Lynch throws, taken well there by Dave Verron once again.
Yeah, their line out has functioned really well today, Uni.
Trent Storen has this, steps off his right, put down on the 22 in the end there. Ben Love, big number 8, he's busted through that first tackle. Still going here, the number 8, but he's penalised.
Yeah, I think he was held in a tackle and he tried to go again.
Yeah, I said he busted through that first tackle, but there was actually a hand stayed around the ankle, didn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. And so Tuggeranong will get an exit out of here. Ben Love was one of 4 Uni-Norths players in the John Dent Cup Team of the Week last week. Their
good young
impressive
player.
Win over East. Ben Love, Hamish Dawson, who's missing this game, Tom Gilmore and Callum Richardson all all named in the side.
Look, I coached Colts last year as well, and I remember Ben Love from the Uni-Norths Colts last year. He had a great year, so still a young guy.
Yeah.
They're playing first grade all year this year, which is great.
And has been playing very well too. This ball's ricocheting off knees and ankles and everything everywhere, and Uni-Norths have it through Tom Gilmore. Comes to this close side, he's wrapped up and nicely in the end by the Vikings. He's still going though, still driving the legs, Tom Gilmore. Crichton wheels away with it from it. Phil Ferreira with the flick pass at the back. Ben Love. They keep going through the hands. Sam Irwin has it over on the far side. He finds Dave Verron, the lock, operating nicely in the tram tracks there on the far
side. Ball runner for a big man, isn't he?
Absolutely. They've all been carrying the ball particularly well today, the Uni-Norths forwards. Lachlan Crichton with the short side run. Tuggeranong have peeled away at the ball, but there is a penalty to the Uni-North side.
Yeah, not sure. I think Ryan Bowden, the halfback there, he was on the ground when he played at the ball.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right. So, Uni-Norths with another attacking opportunity as the sun comes out. Brendan, that's a
bit of a rainbow.
Welcome addition to what we started in.
Indeed.
Go to the far side. It's looking awfully dark, though, it's got to be said. The sunlight may not last long here. Verron at the top has been dominant in this line out so far. Uni-Norths forwards on song at the moment. Crichton has this as Phil Ferreira wheels away a couple of times. He's still a metre or two short. Crichton having to bury his way in to get through there. So John Bosco Tongaloa, is he over the big prop? I think he is. It's a try. Yes, it is. Well, that's just hard work and leg drive.
Look, apply the pressure and the points will come. Really good work from Uni-Norths there. I think they've been in the Tuggeranong defensive 22 on probably 4 or 5 occasions, and that's their third try. So they're reaping
getting
some
the job
rewards.
done.
Indeed, yeah.
Absolutely. Speaking with Tony Doherty pre-game, and he certainly admitted that a couple of wins on the trot, they're a happy camp at the moment, and with good reason when they're playing good rugby like this.
And I think, Brett, they probably know the consequences given with after today there's only 5 rounds left, and Uni have got some pressure on them to try and make that top 4. They really do need to grab wins like possibly today.
Absolutely. Well, they're going the right way about it at the moment, for sure.
Yep. I think because East have got the bye, if Uni were to lose today, it would put a fair gap between East's in 4th position and Uni in roughly 5th.
Yeah, well, they're 6 points behind East at the moment.
Yeah, so if they fell to 10 points behind, for example, after today.
That would be difficult to come back, you're right.
Indeed.
So Sam Irwin with his 3rd conversion of the day. Pretty acute angle. He's only just outside the 22, as you can see there on the far side, about a metre in from touch. I'm not sure he's hit it as well as he'd like, but I take that all back. He's hit it perfect.
I think he's hit it.
He's hit that absolutely perfect. I thought, honestly, off the boot that it was going to fall well short in the end.
But it just held on and fell over, didn't it?
He just found a zephyr over there on the far side, perhaps. So, 19-7. Uni-Norths, 15 minutes till half-time. In a very good position right now. Phil Ferreira has had a storming game so far in this first 25 minutes. Here's Max Bode, who breaks through the first tackle, brought down just outside the 22 in the end. Crichton gets his kick away. It's going to be taken here in front of the grand
penalty
stand.
Back. Penalty had the advantage. Yeah. I think
just a high tackle is the signal there from Matt Hogan. And so with this break in play, I will thank our competition partners for 2018, Griffin Legal and the John Dent Cup naming rights sponsors, and it's been great to have them on board all year. Hahn Superdry bring us the match of the round this and every weekend. And we'll make some suggestions later in the game for our Vodafone Man of the Match sponsors. And we thank as well McDonald's, ACT, Heart Sport and O'Neill's. You're watching the Hahn Superdry Griffin Legal John Dent Cup Match of the Round on Brumby's Rugby's live streaming provider, Bar TV Sports. Brett McKay with you alongside Brennan Allardyce for Tuggeranong, and Uni-Norths peel away through Dave Verron once again. Their line out performing nicely at the moment. Tom Gilmore, the fly half, has this bust through the first tackle. Building up another attacking phase here, the Owls. Crichton looks short side and finds his captain there, Dave Bennett. Crichton goes short side again, and he's lost this ball in contact. Tuggeranong has this at the back through Ernest Suavai, who slips over whilst getting that kick away. Still manages to find 10 metres or so, but we're going to come back
for the original knock-on,
of course. Yeah, no advantage there really with Ernest slipping over in that kick.
Might need new boots for his birthday.
I wouldn't have thought today was the day for moulded soles, but no. Anyway, easy to make that conclusion up here. And Tuggeranong, as we've mentioned, wearing a special playing strip today in support of Oz Harvest, who do fantastic work around homeless people and doing great work converting.
I think nationally they have over 1,000 businesses, Brett,
donating unused food, unwanted food.
Yeah, exactly. So
a great
credit to all the restaurants and cafes and clubs, and
they've gone from a single vehicle to, as you say, a fleet around the country in only 5 or 6 years. So it's a terrific initiative, a great idea that's been very well supported nationally, and again, great to see Tuggeranong supporting.
And if you're listening to the stream and like the look of the jumpers, then 6:30 in the sports bar, come and see me. I'll be auctioning them off.
Brendan would love to see you with your checkbook.
Indeed.
Michael Henry throws in to the back. Tuggeranong have this, and again straight down into the line out drive. Ryan Bowden pulls away quickly though. Richard Joyce with a good carry up through midfield. He's been operating nicely in that centre corridor today. The veteran number 8. We can call him a veteran number 8, definitely.
He's certainly that.
Bowden with an inside ball, and it's been left behind there by JP Meinhardt. And that's just another little error in Tuggeranong's game today.
Yeah, look, they're lacking a bit of composure at the moment.
Yeah.
It's not often, I guess, that they've had to chase the game, being 12 points down, and so a little bit anxious there, but probably just need to keep composure and keep the ball.
Tuggeranong coach Nick Scrivener is but metres away from us. He's remaining cool and calm at the moment. So Lachlan Crichton to feed for Uni-Norths just inside his half. There's about 10 minutes this first half still to play. It's a good scrum from Uni-Norths. They've got penalty advantage out of this. Ball has peeled away, but the penalty is blown. Tuggeranong not driving straight in the end was the call. Just well controlled by the Uni-Norths pack.
Look, that was one of their better scrums, Uni, but I'm not sure. I think he's got Sione Teula, the loose head, for an angle or something there.
This kick from Jordan Thompson from halfway,
amazing,
has found, well, we've got to call that 40 metres comfortably. A great kick from the Uni-Norths fullback. And the Owls, they're on attack once again. Throw to a 5-man line out though, which is an interesting call. It's overthrown at the back, well collected though by John Bosco Tongaloa. Already has a try to his name. Big prop switches from tight head to loose head today with Max Bode back. That's James Lynch, the hooker, in number 22. Number 2 is obviously too big or small for James.
Good defence here from the Bumblebees.
Yeah. There's a good hit over there on that far side. Sione Towler, I think, making some good contact. Max Bode, good leg drive. Brings the ball down about a metre short there. They're doing this through the pick and drive, Uni-Norths. It's a patient game at the moment for the Owls. Crichton pulls away. He finds Phil Ferreira. He's well held there. by the Vikings. Richard Giles pulls away, but there's a try awarded. A try has been scored by Uni-Norths.
That's a bonus point already. 4 tries.
Indeed. It is indeed.
I think Vikings number 8, Richard Joyce, is
He peeled away from two or three phases before.
reeling in agony. So yeah, he's hopefully a knock or stinger, something rather than we've already lost Brendan Tawiki, obviously, which is a massive loss. So to lose Richard as well would be tough.
So the 4th try to Uni-Norths. I'm still not 100% sure who scored it, Brendan. I've got to say, I'm not sure if it was...
Look, it was someone in the forwards, I think, because they certainly had repeat phases, didn't they?
I think I've narrowed it down to Ben Love or Phil Ferreira, but I have to admit that with the headband and the flowing blonde hair, they kind of look very similar from 70 metres away.
They do.
It was
doppelgangers, they are.
One of the two of them, I'm suggesting. So Sam Irwin with another acute angle kick. Hits this from the 22. This one I'm confidently going to say is across the face. Yeah, he hasn't. These last 2 kicks, Sam Irwin, don't think he's hit quite as well as he'd like.
Great lead to Uni, though.
Absolutely.
Brent, 17 points,
24 points to 7. About 6.5 minutes.
I guess for Vikings fans, we're fortunate it's probably a 20-point win, would you think? I'm hopeful. I'm being hopeful.
I haven't seen much evidence of a 20-point win as yet. There's a little bit of... As you see, that ball just held up there in the wind. So it's still there just above the grandstand, as we've mentioned a few times. Gilmore has it back for Uni-Norths. Gets another raking kick downfield. Max Rivalvo has this one covered. Gets his pass away infield to Isaac Thompson. He's outside his 22. Gilmore's back to clean up for Uni-Norths. He finds Lachlan Crichton. Finds Panashi Kamara, and he's not going to kick. There's no way. Finds his way to ground. About 30 metres off their own line. Gilmore with a little chip ahead. Callum Richardson is there to clean up, but so is JP Minard in the end for the Vikings. He's brought to ground 2 metres inside the Uni-Norths half. Alessio playing scrum half.
Please, Richard Joyce seems to have recovered from that knock, Brett. Another strong carry from him there.
Glad to see that. Grab a kick ahead. Cleaned up there by Jordan Thompson. And he eyes a bit of space in front of him. Jordan Thompson is going to lead the charge to this kick. Is he? He's got it, Jordan Thompson, and he is going to score a try. Oh, well, Noah Alessio had the ball covered up, or so we thought, but just got a little bit tangled, Brendan. And
look, a really poor option from Isaac Thompson, to be honest. He should know better than that in that situation. It was just a nothing kick that went straight to Uni-North's most dangerous exponent of a kick through, and so Jordan Thompson double kick through. Noah Alessio spilt it, and the 5th try for Uni-Norths, well deserved.
Always beware the second kick, they say, don't they?
Indeed.
So this has been a first half performance to behold for Uni-Norths. 29 points to 7 with a bit over 4 minutes of this first half left. Sam Irwin will have his 4th of his 5th conversions from within the same 3 square metres over there on the 22.
Yeah, at least it's probably his 3rd from that same spot. So you're right.
It's at least his 3rd. Nick Scrivener making his way downstairs, and I'm going to suggest to you, Brendan, that your team might come out in red and white in the second half.
We might get rid of those wretched jumpers.
I'm not sure charity jumpers are a good idea at this point in time.
That's right. Hopefully we'll be able to sell them off easily tonight, and
after a win,
not see them again.
Irwin's conversion much better this time. Flags are up. So 31 points to 7. Visitors over the competition leaders.
Quite a performance, yeah.
Fantastic first half. It's been a really entertaining first 37 minutes, it's got to be said. A day for the diehards here in Erindale. That's taken well in the end by Ben Love, although the ball has spilt out the back in the end. I saw Matthew Hogan's arm go up for penalty advantage, I thought, but Jordan Thompson gets another raking kick downfield. We've come back for the penalty.
I think it was a poor effort from Michael Henry, just edged himself under the receiver there. And
got a Tuggeranong player down here. I've got a sneaking suspicion it is young Isaiah Tikitau on debut, and he looks like he's in a bit of trouble, Brendan.
Looks like he's in absolute agony.
Yeah. So we'll have a little break here with just under 3 minutes to play. Sione Towler there on hand to just offer the young flanker a bit of support, which is great to see.
He looks in a lot of pain.
Yeah, he looks like he's in a little bit of trouble. He does. So 31 points to 7. I have. The Vikings scoreboard over there on the far side hasn't added that last conversion, I'm sure. So Tikitau just receiving some attention there. I think he made the initial contact on Ben Love from the restart, I think. So there might have been a knock of limbs or something in the contact. I saw Brendan downstairs. Your captain from last year, Andrew Robinson.
Robbo,
good to see him up and about, and of course he had that fairly serious knee injury just before the NRC semis, wasn't it?
It was.
Missed
down
the
in Melbourne, I think.
Missed the last couple of games.
Yes, and look, his rehabilitation has been sensational.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a background in that area. He's got a degree in exercise science, and he does rehab for a living. So he's known what he's needed to do with his body, and he's worked diligently all year. Frustrated that he wasn't able to play, but I'm pleased to say he will be able to play.
That was going to be my next question. Is he far off? Or?
I think maybe 2 to 3 weeks.
Right,
we've been very conservative with him, but just a week at a time. But it's looking more likely than not he'll be able to play probably on the 30th of June in 2 weeks' time against Queanbeyan.
He'll be a welcome addition in your midfield, having that sort of experience and quality of player. And we've got a stretcher out here for Isaiah Tikitau, but he's sitting up now, which is an improvement on where he was a minute or so ago.
Look, he's a really tough kid, so I've seen him play injured before, so this is a serious injury, I think.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
No doubt. No doubt, yeah.
And for the Doc Cole and Kate, our head physio, to call for the stretcher, obviously it's either a serious knee or fracture, I would suggest.
Yeah, just the way they've taken his left sock and boot off, I think you might have it there, right? It might be a lower leg fracture. Just look to stabilise that leg.
And they're bringing the car onto the field just to assist with his removal.
So we will have a little break in play here for a few minutes here at least, which is not entirely unsurprising if this is as serious as we fear it might be. Uni-Norths are just going through some drills there inside their 22. I would imagine the Vikings will discover the benefits of doing something rather than standing around.
Look, it won't take long to cool down in this one. Yeah,
no.
You're right.
No, it's a day for layers, definitely. As I mentioned, the Brumbies are in Japan this week and tomorrow, playing Suntory as part of the Minato Rugby Festival in Tokyo. I've got a bit of a loose sister club relationship with Suntory's Sungoliath, who of course are the Japanese top league champions this year, and I think they play about 2:30 our time tomorrow. I believe the Brumbies social media pages will have score updates through that.
I'm not staying up for that one, Brett.
2:30 p.m.
Oh.
I didn't say p.m. Sorry.
Right.
No. It's a very friendly hour, that one.
14:30.
14:30. Yeah. The Waratahs playing the NEC Green Rockets beforehand as part of the same festival. There's a very different approach from the two sides. It's got to be said. The Brumbies have sent, as I mentioned early on, basically their full squad minus their Wallaby representatives. It's a very youthful side for the Waratahs by comparison. And of course tonight all eyes will be on the Wallabies and Ireland in Melbourne.
Yeah, that's an interesting one, isn't it?
It really is.
Such a good start to the series for the Wallabies last week. Yeah.
This time last week I wasn't necessarily thinking that the Wallabies would be 80 minutes away from wrapping up a series against Ireland in Melbourne, but that's very much on the cards now after that performance last weekend.
Although if I have a few dollars in my pocket later, I think I might put it on the Irish. I've just got a feeling that they're back to close to full strength.
Well, it's been great to have you in commentary today.
We want a drawn series for the decider, sure.
Well, we do, yeah, we do. No, it would be great to see a decider in Sydney next week, but that game kicking off from about 8 o'clock tonight, I think. Down in Melbourne, the Vikings, the Bumblebees, as we've done them today, are indeed going through a bit of a warm-up drill.
And Isaiah Tikitau coming off injured, but his replacement will be young Cooper Takita, who is number 20 out there, Brett, who had a great game in Colts today and has been in really good form in Colts.
I spoke to
great to see another young guy get an
spoke to Nick Scrivener on ABC Radio this morning, and he said that it's been one of the exciting things about this season has been the number of Colts players coming through the senior grades, and so.
Look, that's a credit to Scriv and to our club first philosophy that we're trying to promote as many young guys as we can to get a taste of senior football. So none of our Colts are wrapped in cotton wool. They're promoted up into second and first graders as soon as we think they're ready.
And it's obviously out of necessity, partly. I mean, I looked down the grandstand this afternoon, and there's a couple of Allen boys, and there's an Oakman Hunt down there as well. And so you're down a few troops as well.
Cameron Holt still suspended, and Darcy away. I think all clubs are going through that. Walk around any of the John I Dent clubs, and you see half their players in moon boots and crutches.
Yeah,
it's just such a physical sport at the moment.
And Uni-Norths are in that situation with university holidays and things like that as well.
Absolutely, so yeah, of course.
It's an interesting time. Last week we did Royals and West at Phillip, and Craig Roberts mentioned to me beforehand that even with the long weekend and third and fourth grade not being required, they still had about 25 blokes that were away. So. So it looks like we're going to go to half-time here, which is probably a sensible option. So half-time here at Erindale with Uni-Norths 31 leading Tuggeranong 7. We'll take a short break and be back with all the second half action shortly.
Hey guys, Scotty Sear here from the Brumbies. Make sure you get down and see us on the 30th of June when we take on the Hurricanes from Wellington. Hope to see you all out there.
Come see us take on the Hurricanes at GIO Stadium.
See you there 30th of June.
See you at the game when we take on the Hurricanes on the 30th of June.
Yeah, welcome back to Viking Park for the John Dent Cup match of the round here, Tuggeranong and Uni-Norths. We've got a serious injury to young Tuggeranong back rower Isaiah Tikitau, which is resulting in likely the movement of the second half to the second field here at Viking Park. We're just going to take a short break here as we try and move some equipment, and we'll have all the second half action as soon as we can.
Hey guys, Scotty Sear here from the Brumbies. Make sure you get down and see us on the 30th of June when we take on the Hurricanes from Wellington. Hope to see you all out there.
Come see us take on the Hurricanes at GIO Stadium.
See you there, 30th of June.
See you at the game when we take on the Hurricanes on the 30th of June.
Well, welcome back to Viking Park number 2. It's the second half of the Hahn Super Dry match of the round between Uni-Norths and Tuggeranong. We've had to move to this second ground. There's been a serious leg injury to Tuggeranong Vikings back rower Isaiah Tikitau. And so you've not missed any plays. Second half action has just begun over here on field number 2. We've managed to switch all our equipment, and Brendan Allardyce, Tuggeranong president, we're literally now standing on the grandstand roof.
We are indeed, yes. We've lost our shelter, but it's the least of our worries, I guess. It's more just about getting this game back underway.
Back underway. And so Uni-Norths 31 leading Tuggeranong 7 at halftime. So Tuggeranong now trying to work their way out of their own half through number 8 there, Richard Joyce. We've got a replacement scrum half on there. Is that Seamus Smith?
It is, yes.
Yeah.
It's been in great form, and I've been coming on finishing games in first grade, so Nick Scriven has given him the opportunity to finish, have a whole half out there.
That's another good clearing kick there from Jordan Thompson for Uni-Norths. And in the end, found touch on the 10-metre line, Uni-North side of halfway. So Michael Henry will throw in from on that 10-metre mark. I've had about 3 minutes of play. Well, that throw is most definitely not straight, even from our vantage point here.
No, I had the advantage for Uni closing the gap, I think, Tuggeranong, so lucky there to get the ball back.
We should mention, of course, that in switching to number 2 and switching to the other side of the grandstand, we're now a lot further away from the action than we would have been otherwise. It's a bit of a bare bones operation here now, but we're in place and we're still going.
Yeah,
importantly,
look, you've got to make the best of a bad situation, and I think whilst the lights aren't perfect quality on this training field, they should be enough to get us through for the next 40.
Let's hope so. So Seamus Smith with the scrum feed for the Vikings on that 10-metre line. It's a good shove from the Vikings pack. They've got this one going forward nicely. Richard Joyce has it at the back. They've got penalty advantage. Isaac Thompson has it, but he unloads out wide. But Ernest Suavai.
Yeah, worth a try there.
Yeah, worth a try with penalty advantage from that scrum. So penalty 15 in from touch on that 10-metre line. Thompson will come up with a...
Brett, I'm thinking if Vikings can score a quick try in the next few minutes, it will provide a bit of impetus and a bit of momentum, and it might just cast a little bit of doubt in Uni's mind whether they can sort of... Hold on.
It's all valid. It's a very different second half now. We've literally had to move. Composure is going to be a huge thing.
I was just talking to Michael Axelson, the Uni-Norths president, and he said it's been a long while since he's seen Vikings behind by 30, and a long time he's seen Uni in front by 30. So, but we'll just see how it happens in the next few minutes.
The Vikings have this, and they're edging their way closer to that Uni-Norths line. They're about 15 metres out now. Smith has it at the back. Finds Thompson, and that ball is lost forward though. In the end, we've come back from penalty advantage again though for the Vikings, and that's a little reprieve.
It is
like Uni-Norths just might have been a little offside there in the end.
The Vikings have got a difficult choice here, whether to go for a scrum where they're starting to get some dominance, or
they
kick
have
for the line
done
out.
that. Yeah, certainly that last scrum was their first real sign of dominance at scrum time. So they've gone with the scrum option once again. So we mentioned we've moved to Viking Park number 2 with young Isaiah Tikitau still receiving ambulance attention on the main ground, and we certainly wish him the best in what will be a lengthy recovery, we suspect. Smith feeds here for Tuggeranong. And again, this Vikings pack has got this scrum going nicely. Penalty advantage once again to the home side. Matt Hogan blows the penalty. And so do they take the scrum option again here, Brendan?
Look, I think I would, given the dominance they've shown. I think I'd go another one.
And they have. Yeah. And you would have to think Uni-Norths now, they've got to hold tight here now. Another penalty here, and they could well be losing.
I think this is probably a plan from Vikings. Obviously, the scrums are pretty even in the first half, but if Uni-Norths pack are fatiguing a little bit, it's where Vikings think they may be able to get an advantage.
And so we've had around about 6 minutes of play in this second half.
Channel 3 and 4, Dent.
Smith feeds, and this Vikings pack again going forwards. Uni-Norths are in trouble here. Penalty advantage again from Matt Hogan.
And their backs are offside.
Seamus Smith pulls the ball out. Isaac Thompson brought to ground 5 metres short of the Uni-Norths line. It's a good carry up through the middle. It's still only a metre or two short. We've come back for that penalty advantage, though, from Matt Hogan.
It'll be interesting to see Matt Hogan's patience here, Brett, whether he
just
allows Uni to keep a full complement on the field.
He's just going to have a word with Dave Bennett. I suspect this will be
3 or 4 dominant scrums, lots of penalty advantage. He'd have to be thinking about his pocket.
This would be the last warning, you would suspect.
Yep.
So Tuggeranong will surely go for scrum once again. So there's the penalty. The Tuggeranong forwards are already in place, so that suggests that they're not letting Isaac Thompson make any other decision.
Just chase people away from the in goals and back from the ropes, please. Thank you.
A 5 metre scrum to Tuggeranong. Interesting formation here. Ernest Suavai directly back just inside the 22 off the back of the scrum. Isaac Thompson is set to the far side. Tuggeranong have 2 on the short blind here. Smith feeds. This scrum going forwards already from Tuggeranong. Richard Joyce has ball at the back. This scrum's going forward. Tuggeranong Vikings pushing this one forwards. We're looking for a pushover try here to the home side. Joyce has it. Dives forward. That's a try.
And this casts a little bit of doubt now for Uni, Brett, as I mentioned.
Just superb scrummaging from the Vikings pack.
If it ends up 31-14 with over half an hour to go, then it just Vikings will grow an arm and a leg, and Uni may have some doubt. So maybe this game is not over.
No, far from it. 31-7 with a kick to come. Richard Joy is the try scorer. Just a dominant scrummaging effort and good reward for the Vikings pack too, Brendan, fair to say?
Yeah, look, it is good to see dominance rewarded.
Isaac Thompson hits his conversion well and clears my car in the car park, most importantly. So 31 points to 14 now, the score. We've had about 8.5 minutes of this second half. If you've just rejoined us after half-time, you'll have noted that we're now at Viking Park number 2. We've had a serious injury just before half-time. Young Vikings flanker Isaiah Tikitau.
Only just getting him on the gurney now, on the field behind us, Brett.
And so it's forced the relocation. Of course, is something that you wouldn't be able to do at every ground in Canberra, and we're thankful for that, Brendan. But we're underway here once again as the Vikings look to work their way out of their own 22 from the restart. Thompson has this at the back for the clearing kick. You'll find touch just on halfway. Jordan Thompson, Tom Gilmore, I beg your pardon.
At least the crowd are really close to the action down there.
Well, and that was a point I was just going to make. Tom Gilmore was there to try and get the quick throw in, but of course, as soon as the ball comes in contact with a member of the crowd, as it did just then we have to go back for the line out. Lynch throws in here, and it's been stolen at the top there by Callum Smith for the Vikings. They're on a roll.
Straight
at the
to his
moment.
brother, Seamus.
Home side.
The Smith brothers combining.
Certainly go to different barbers, there's no doubt about that. Isaac Thompson throws a nice pass out to Ernest Suavai, a little bit of space on the far side. He finds Noah Alessio, the young try scorer, but he's lost that ball in contact.
Yeah, that'd be the most frustrating thing from a Vikings point of view at the moment, Brett. Just they've dropped about 3 balls this half.
Yeah.
In good opportunity.
It's just the same sort of little errors the way they started the first half too.
Yeah,
but,
absolutely.
Their scrum is certainly working for them at the moment. So despite this being a Uni-Norths feed, the home side will fancy their chances here, no doubt.
And just a wrap for Cooper Takita, the young colt who replaced Isaiah Tikitau. He caught that last receipt and carried it really well, and getting himself into the game. He's had a couple of nice little involvements already. Pretty big step up from Colts rugby to first grade, but he's doing really well.
This Tuggeranong's pack is going forward once again. The Owls have pulled this away. It's been charged down. Isaac Thompson's going to win the race to the ball. That's a try. The Vikings. We've got a game on here, Brett. We have definitely got a game on here. Tom Gilmore's kick charged down there by the Tuggeranong captain, Isaac Thompson.
And you can put that down to the scrum?
You definitely can. Yeah, pressure there at the back, and certainly a rush pass there to Tom Gilmore, which in turn meant that he didn't have as much time to get that clear and kick away. So 31-19 with a kick to come here at Viking Park. About 12 minutes of this second half played. Thompson's taken this his conversion back outside his 22.
Yeah, he's a big kicker, and he's just opened up the face, I think, just to improve the angle a bit.
Improve the angle.
Yeah.
He hits the conversion well.
And he's got
Flags are up. And good job down there from the young
10-point ball game.
Ball boys catching that ball in front of my car.
Saved your windscreen for sure.
We're dealing in the big details now. So 31 points to 21 is the score here in the Hahn Superdry match of the round. Gilmore gets us back underway. Taken well there in the end.
Jamie Field.
Yeah, the young lock. Did well to soar amongst that. Uni-Norths forwards trying to hold the ball carrier up here. Smith has this now at the back. Finds Tom. No, it's not Isaac Thompson, I beg your pardon. Here's Ernest Suavai in a little bit of space. Once again, bumps off Sam Irwin on that far side. He's brought to ground ultimately. They're still going here, Tuggeranong. Have made 30 metres on that run.
Unfortunately, lost it in the carry again.
Knock on, Ernest Suavai in that second effort. Just brings the ball to ground. So Uni-Norths, well, they've just got to find a way of getting back into this second half. 31 points to 7 they led at half time, but 2 converted tries in the first 13 minutes of this second half, and we've absolutely got a ball game in place here in the Hahn Superdry match of the round. Uni-Norths with a scrum feed, but their scrum is under huge pressure in this second half. Once again, Tuggeranong have this scrum going backwards for Uni-Norths. Crichton, Ben Lovett is the number 8, pulls the ball out the back, and they've already conceded 6 to 7 metres there, Uni-Norths. It's Phil Ferreira, the lock, who picks up and edges his way back. This is John Bosco Tongaloa. Makes a metre sideways, but not really forward. Uni-Norths just need to find a way of getting out of their own half at the moment. They've been stuck down in and around their 22. This is Callum Richardson, who's tackled nicely there by JP Meinhardt. And you can hear this Tuggeranong crowd getting into this game now. Advantage here. We've got another charge down. Richard Joyce picks it up. He's regathered at the veteran number 8, and he's bundled into touch 5 metres short of the line.
Gee, those old legs still got a bit in them.
Oh, Richard Joyce. Hasn't he had a game today?
He has indeed, yeah.
This game, it's been unique for so many ways, but a complete change of fortune between the two sides since half time. Lynch goes short, and Crichton, he's got a bit of work to do. He's brought to ground on the 5 metre line.
as you mentioned, Uni just struggling to get out of jail here. And
cannot find a way out of their own 22 here at the moment. Tom Gilmore and Jordan Thompson both stationed back for the clearing kick, but they've got to do this through the forwards at the moment. Try and find a metre or two at least to give them that extra little buffer zone to get this clearing kick away. Tongaloa again with a strong carry. Kick pass goes back for Gilmore this time, and he gets this ball downfield, and that's not a bad kick. It's a fantastic kick in the end. Bounces up into the face of JP Meinhardt and goes into touch off him.
Yeah, he
and
misjudged that. Yeah,
that's the little change of fortune Uni-Norths wanted.
It's been happening for Tuggeranong all day, to be honest. The little handling errors, the little mistakes.
They go quick at the line out, Uni-Norths. There's a knock on there at the top off Callum Smith it was who...
First knock on from Tuggeranong.
Yeah, beat Dave Verrin up in the jump. So Uni-Norths get a little reprieve there. 31-21. Uni-Norths leading Tuggeranong down here at Viking Park. In the Hahn Superdry match of the round. Uni-Norths their first real opportunity inside the Tuggeranong half in this second half. Crichton to feed on the 10-metre line. Once again, this Tuggeranong pack. Crichton does well to get that ball out there.
He took it straight out of Channel 1 there. Wasn't risking it.
He certainly did. Callum Richardson, he's brought to ground on the far side there on that 10-metre line. They keep going short side through Phil Ferreira, the lock over there on the far side. It's the far side from us right there at the moment. We've got a penalty here to Uni-Norths. Tuggeranong, a little caught offside there at the ruck.
Yeah, ball wasn't out. Bit of a brain explosion there from Noah Alessio, but really letting Uni off the hook, these Tuggeranong errors.
Gilmore's touch finder is a good one. So Uni-Norths now with attacking opportunity. They're going to be about 12 or 13 metres out from this Tuggeranong line.
This is where Vikings need to be careful, Brett. They've had all the momentum and they've been riding that wave, but now Uni have a chance. Uni-Norths great attacking position. Line
out been going very, very well today. And again, they have this one at the top. Crichton steps off his right and goes back into traffic. It's Sam Irwin gets in there, finds Phil Ferreira with another strong carry. Backed up there by his doppelganger Ben Love, the number 8. And once again on the pick and drive, which has been working well for them so far today, Uni-Norths. Crichton goes open side, finds Gilmore, finds Sam Irwin, who's brought to ground there. Has he lost the ball there, Sam Irwin? No, they've still got this Uni-Norths. It's Bennett and Dent Parley, the blindside flanker. Crichton goes short side again. Gilmore steps off his left, comes back from where that pass came. They're just resetting here, Uni-Norths. Crichton finds his captain, Dave Bennett. He finds Trent Story at the back, and it's well tackled there by Noel Alessio. They lose a metre or two there, Uni-Norths. There's Phil Ferreira, centre turn locked today, and he's had a barnstorming game. Tongaloa is brought to ground on the 22. They've lost about 10 metres in this approach, Uni-Norths. They're doing it patiently. Max Bade picks up, finds a metre or so. Keep driving is the advice there at the back from Tom Gilmore, the Uni-Norths fly half. Just edging their way forward through Phil Ferreira.
Yeah, great retention from Uni.
Yeah, holding onto this well. And there's another good carry, and they find another couple of metres there, Uni-Norths. And then now they come back to that penalty. Yeah, holding onto the ball really well at the moment, Uni-Norths. They've got back into their patterns. So we've gone back to penalty advantage, back from the original. It's almost back to the line out, back to the second or third phase back after that.
Interesting. I thought they might have had a shot there to go 13 points ahead. But
I suspect the position of where Matt Hogan took them to in the end took them out of that.
Forced them into the line out. You're right, Brett.
So
the ambulance just driving off the number 1 field behind us. So we wish Isaiah Tikitau all the best.
Yeah, we really do. We really do. Uni-Norths have this off the back of their line out. Far side here, Viking Park number 2. I think there's been a turnover here.
Vikings might have this. But
yeah. Pass going back there to, I think that's Isaac Thompson.
Yep, it was.
Gilmore has this and he trips over the bench on the far side. Which wouldn't be what you'd want, an aluminium bench.
No, over a bench into the water bottles.
Cold day.
Yeah, into the cold water bottles on the.
Tom Gilmore will run that off. They go short here again, Uni-Norths, and they've done well to hold on to that in the end. It's
using all their line-out options, aren't they?
They certainly are. It's Phil Ferreira with another strong carry in midfield. Crichton comes open side to Gilmore, and there's Dave Bennett up there in centre field. Uni-Norths again, just trying to edge their way closer. Gilmore has this, tries to spear, kick in low. It's ricocheted off Tuggeranong's shins. Callan Richardson cleans up here on this near side. Ferreira with another strong carry. I think he's been Uni-North's best today by a good margin. Ben Love, and that's not a bad carry to follow it up. Ball's been stripped though, into touch. It's come off the Tuggeranong player. So Uni-Norths, well, now this second half has swung.
It has, yeah. Momentum back Uni's way, deservedly, yeah.
So as we mentioned, we're on Viking Park number 2, which means that we've got training lights. And so things are, well, they're pretty dark, Brendan, I've got to say.
Who said that? Sorry. Oh, Brett.
Once we get over into the far corner over there, it makes things difficult. Uni-Norths, well, maybe they've lost the ball in the darkness there as well. There's a knock on the back of that line out, ricocheting between a couple of players in the end. And is that the reprieve that Tuggeranong need to get their hands on this ball again in the second half? We're inside the last 20 minutes here at Viking Park. Uni-Norths 31, leading home side 21. It's been a cracking game of two halves and on two fields, to be fair. So no wonder the second half looks nothing like the first.
Indeed.
Smith feeds. And it's Uni-Norths get the shove on. Tuggeranong reply, though, and they win the penalty back.
Yeah, I think
just going to ground on the
Uni-Norths loose head prop.
Loose head, yeah.
Yeah.
Tongaloa is the man penalised, yeah, collapsing under the pressure of the second shove. So it's actually the replacement prop. I'm pretty sure that might be Saul Loper in number 17 there was the man penalised.
Good kick for touch.
Yeah. Really good kick for touch. Finds touch about 27 or 28 metres out of the Uni-Norths line. Michael Henry throwing to a 4-man Tuggeranong line out. Taken well there by Callum Smith. Here's Richard Joyce, the try scorer. Got the second half underway again. Lalesio has held onto the ball this time in the contact.
I'd like to see Tuggeranong just hold it for a little while.
Yeah.
Brett, from our point of view, just put some phases together and no handling errors and mount some pressure on Uni-Norths.
It's Angus Wagner with a good carry. They go wide through Thompson. He dummies.
We've got to stop that. Someone will get hurt. Sorry, kids. You can get hurt in those tyres.
Michael Henry with another strong carry. Richard Joyce gets a little offload there in traffic to Angus Wagner. And the big prop makes another 5 or 6 metres in contact. And Jamie Field follows up with a good carry. They're about 10 out now, Tuggeranong. Thompson has this and goes wide. Finds Noel Alessio, who steps off his right, comes back infield. Still about 7 or 8 short here. Tuggeranong now deep on attack. Thompson goes wide to Max Rivalvo over there in the darkness. But he's lost it in contact, has he? No, Tuggeranong still have this.
No, they seem to have retained it somehow.
Here's Michael Henry trying to get them back on the front foot here, Tuggeranong.
This is where they just need to show patience and good execution.
Yeah, only trailing by 10 points. They don't need to score for every play. They're making ground again here. Thompson has this, finds Wagner, gets a good offload to Noel Alessio. The young centre brought down about 5 short there. Seamus Smith has to work hard, finds Thompson on this short side. The Tuggeranong captain held up initially, but brought to ground now. Sione Towler. Again, patience here from Tuggeranong. Richard Joyce.
He's just a warrior, isn't he? He's made a lot of carries today.
Carried really well in this second half, certainly. It's Joey Vivoda edges
They had the
closer.
advantage again.
Yeah, they come back to that penalty advantage.
Might be scrum time.
Might be scrum time. And that warning from the first 7 or 8 minutes of the second half would be still in play. So the Uni-Norths backs there.
Time slipping away though, Brett. It's less than 15 minutes now.
Yeah.
Still a handy lead to the Owls.
31 points to 21 they lead. Uni-Norths coming off 2 straight wins since their bye. Have played some wonderful rugby today, but Tuggeranong well and truly back into this game since half-time. Has been a very entertaining game today, I've got to say, Brendan.
Yeah, look, it has, yeah. As you said, a tale of 2 halves. Two fields.
But Hogan just whistles this one up. Hasn't quite got the stability he's looking for. Uni-Norths, they just need to stay straight and hold steady, don't they?
They do. They need to resist Tuggeranong here, yeah. If they don't, we're within about 6 metres, aren't we?
Absolutely. Last thing you want to be doing is losing a front row at this point. Tuggeranong, it's a good scrum from Uni-Norths, has to be said. Tuggeranong get the second shove. Joyce peels off through the back. Can he find his second try? The veteran number 8, Richard Joyce, is he there?
He must be held up.
No, he's not. He's been held up. It was a great run from the number 8.
He's been doing that for years, just picking up and going off scrums, Brett.
Yeah, that looked like
carries really well. So credit to Uni for their defence.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Uni-Norths buoyed by that scrummaging effort there on their own line. But it's not over yet. Another scrum feed, 5 out. Tuggeranong deep on attack, trailing by 10. It's been a wonderful game so far. 5 tries to 3 in favour of the Owls so far. We've got about 12 and a half minutes to play. Smith feeds for the Vikings. It's again this Uni-North scrum holding up nicely this time. Smith peels it off. This time Alessio, can he get through? Noel Alessio!
He did get through.
He has got through.
No, it is a
try. Great work there from the young Viking centre.
18-year-old, Brett.
Another Colt.
Another Colt, yeah. Unfortunately, he hasn't played a single game in Colts, but no, look, he's deservedly played first grade all year and really impressed in the Brumbies Academy, training with the Brumbies full-time, went our pre-season tour of Singapore and been in first grade all year. So, great
just a really impressive run it was. He managed just to slide through the initial contact and just hard work on the line. Got through that traffic and got the ball down.
Yeah, look, he's quick and although slight, he's really tough. So he ran just a good line there and just had enough momentum with his pace to get over. What that try does, it gives Vikings 2 bonus points straight away.
Yeah, getting back inside
4 tries
7.
within 7. So that's a start, I guess, that Nick Scrivener would be thankful for. But
absolutely,
now he's looking for the last 10 minutes to see if we can snatch it.
Thompson converts here at Viking Park, and we are back to a 3-point ball game, which is something, Brendan, I wasn't entirely sure we'd see at half-time.
No, I agree with you, yeah, it's
just a little bit of presidential banter there.
Yeah, president to president, bit of banter, that's right.
Axelson yelling out to us from the ground. This restart is out on the full from Uni-Norths. Well, it's...
I jokingly offered Axel to call the game off and call it a draw at half time. I'm really glad he didn't take me up on that. Now, Brett, A, Nick Scrivener would kill me, and B, we're a chance.
Serious question on that. We had a lengthy half-time break with the switch. Was there ever a consideration that we might have had to call the game off?
Yeah, I think it did creep into people's minds. Yeah, obviously the injury and the player welfare was the first concern for both clubs, and we wanted to make sure that Isaiah was okay, and if it meant calling it off and replaying it another time or sharing points or but obviously John Dent, pretty premier first grade, we want to try and get the game finished, which I'm glad we're out here now.
Which again, as I mentioned, is something that we wouldn't have been able to do at every ground in Canberra, but fortunately number 2 was there for us. The Vikings again peel away from a good scrum, and Isaac Thompson's been held up in contact, gets down. Ultimately, Smith peels away. There's Richard Joyce with another strong carry. He's lost that ball in contact though. Uni-Norths will peel away, and they'll clean up. The ball's flung loose. It's gone through the legs of
Fiji rugby there.
And Jordan Thompson just says, let's just get down the other end. Thompson is back there to clean up. Puts a kick downfield. And Panashi Kamara has just dropped that one. And the crowd, pressure in front of the Vikings faithful.
Not an easy place to be in front of that raucous crowd. Baying for blood, wanting you to knock it on, and
they don't quite have the acoustics of the grandstand behind them, the Vikings home crowd, but they're certainly making some noise in this second half. We're inside the last 9 minutes here at Viking Park. The home side down by 3 points. Uni-Norths leading 31-28. It's been a cracking afternoon in this Hahn Super Dry John Dent Cup match of the round. Seamus Smith feeds this scrum here for Tuggeranong. Once again, scrum has been dominant in the second half. Smith peels off, finds Isaac Thompson, who finds Noel Alessio, who's had an impressive second half. Here's Ernest Suavai in a little bit of space. He's brought to ground now, about 20 out. Tuggeranong again, deep on attack. Thompson, this time, finds Richard Joyce in midfield. He's carried impressively since half-time. There's another strong carry on the far side there. I didn't catch a number, I have to admit. There's that young
Cooper Takita, but he's lost it in the contact.
Lost the ball though, and so Uni-Norths, they're a little bit cock-a-hoop now.
Yeah, another let-off for.
The defensive pressure has been fantastic all game. It's got to be said. They're forcing mistakes of this Tuggeranong side, and probably forcing them in a way that I'm guessing the Vikings perhaps wouldn't have expected today.
No, nor experienced recently. We've been really good with our handling, our catch and pass, our carries, but I agree with you, Uni's defence has been enormous, and their forced errors, credit to Uni.
Yeah, turning their defence into attack almost. So Crichton feeds inside his 22, gets that ball out real quick, goes short side, finds Jordan Thompson, who gets a little grubber kick away. Ernest Suavai is there to clean up. Sam Irwin is there to put a bit of pressure on him, brings him to ground on halfway. Tuggeranong reset. Richard Joyce carries in midfield.
He's done a few of those today.
He certainly has. He's done a few of them since half-time. We're trying to work their way back towards halfway here, Tuggeranong. Joey Vivoda brought down a metre or two short of halfway. They keep coming to this open side. Suavai gets a ball back on the inside.
Trey Henderson,
who I recall seeing a little bit of in the under-20s last year.
Yes, he did play in the Brumbies 20s and play well. Right. Good run from Seamus Smith, having a dart from scrum half there.
Tried to get a little offload away, but held on to it in the end. Sione Tawala.
Brett, I'm wondering if Tuggeranong coach Nick Scrivener would be happy with a penalty goal to take a draw. We did have a draw in round 3.
Well,
imagine 2 draws in one season.
And I reckon a draw would be a fair indication.
It probably would be a fair result. To be honest.
Callum Smith, I beg your pardon.
Only 5.5 minutes to go.
Some neat hands over there. They're away here. Tuggeranong though. Oh, and there's an intercept from Jordan Thompson, who's had a fantastic game today. The Uni-Norths fullback have come back to the penalty advantage though. And that's desperation.
That was brilliant from Jordan Thompson, wasn't it?
Oh,
that was a certain try.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible play.
Uni will be okay with the penalty though, but saving that try from him was a great effort.
He's had a superb game today. The Uni-Norths fullback might not be a more important play than that desperation intercept. An absolute try saver. Isaac Thompson launches.
Good kick into the corner.
Old school torp for the corner.
It was, yeah.
I don't know if it was intended, but it was.
Well, under 5 minutes to go. This is a thriller.
It's an absolute thriller. Michael Henry.
I guess you could see snow on the Brindabellas probably, Brett, but luckily the rain stayed away.
I'm glad it's on the Brindabellas and not on the Viking Park roof. The temperature has certainly dropped here in this second half. Uni-Norths are on this loose ball at the back of the Vikings. Line out. Disappointed President peels away from his microphone. Gilmore comes away through the the Owls. This is Panache Kamara, who's managed to stay infield just. Phil Ferreira, he's been tireless today, the Uni-Norths lock. Line speed is the key here for Tuggeranong. Uni-Norths just resetting. 4 minutes to go here and leading Tuggeranong by 3 points. Phil Ferreira backs up for another carry and he's good for 5 metres or so the lock.
Good retention from Uni.
Absolutely. Yep. Gilmore has this. He goes wide to Jordan Thompson, who's played plenty of 10 in his lifetime. A great tackle brings him down on the 10-metre line.
Thanks, mate. I'll pick it up.
Uni-Norths working their way out of their own half. Gilmore gets another kick away. It just holds up in the wind a little bit.
Thanks, mate. Thanks so much.
Had the advantage, Uni, so he's always going to try and get the long kick away.
So they'll kick for the line.
3.5 minutes.
I'll have a watch back.
We, at this little break in play, Brendan, need to give some thought for a Vodafone man of the match suggestions. Who's impressed from your side today?
Look, I was impressed just with the Uni-North side with, the lock forward?
Yeah, Phil Ferreira.
Ferreira and his other partner who scored the try.
Yeah, Dave Veron.
Veron. I think both
very good.
Both of the locks have been great. I think the playmakers for Uni, Gilmore and Thompson have been really good.
Jordan Thompson's been incredible at fullback.
He has, yeah. For Vikings, I guess, I think Angus Wagner's had another whale of a game, the tight end prop. I think he's been in the team of the week 5 times now, which is a great effort. A lot of the scrummaging comes down to his great work at tight end. Isaac Thompson obviously has had his moments. Young Noah, I think, scored 2 tries.
It's been good. Yeah. And Richard Joyce has been.
And Richard Joyce, just the old workhorse. Yeah, absolutely.
Been really good in his return to first grade.
Yeah. Actually, Richard Joyce probably, has been one of our best.
Panache Kamara bumps off a couple of tackles and keeps going. Uni-Norths outside centre. Ferreira picks up and finds another metre or two. Uni-Norths, can they put the sealer on what would be a memorable win for the Owls, edging close to the top 4. They're doing it through their pick and drive. It's been good for them today. They peel off. Gilmore finds Trent Storr and a little bit of space there. He gets an offload back for Gilmore. Brought to ground inside the 22 there.
We're under 2 minutes, Brett.
Lachlan Crichton peels off. There's Phil Ferreira once again. He must have carried 20 times today, Phil Ferreira, I reckon. Max Bode holding onto the ball, does well to get to ground. Inside the last 2 minutes, as we've mentioned, doing it one carry at a time here, Uni-Norths, but it's a penalty to Tuggeranong.
Yeah, Joe Vajoda, I think, got down on that ball.
Good timing from the open
Number
side.
7, yeah.
Great time to stamp his mark on the game.
1.5 minutes, Vikings, to roll the dice here. 1.5 minutes.
Isaac Thompson's touch finder does find the line. Well, the way it came off the boot, I wasn't sure it was going to find the line there, but
by the time Michael Henry throws this line out, there'll be a minute remaining. 3 points to Uni-Norths.
Yeah. So Tuggeranong coming up for a 4-man line out here, just inside the Uni-Norths line, inside the Uni-Norths half, beg your pardon. Henry throws, wins straight away. Thompson has this and goes wide. So Noel Alessio over there. He's been good in this second half, the young centre.
He really has, yeah.
Smith keeps going the short side. Has that ball been lost in contact? No, sorry.
Must have just held it, but I thought you were right there, Brett.
I thought, just must have held on to it. Richard Joyce is there for another good carry. Thompson jinks left and right, finds Lalesio. He's brought to ground nicely by Callum Richardson. Only seconds remaining in what has been a classic game there, and there's a great tackle in midfield from Max Bode. Thompson has this though for the Vikings. A great carry up the middle there through to Tika.
Yes.
Smith, he's up the middle there for Seamus Smith.
He's done well to hold it.
Game not over yet by a long shot.
Real chance here for Vikings, and time's up too. Last roll of the dice.
Last chance here for the home side. Seamus Smith finds Isaac Thompson. Joey Vavoda.
Yeah, Vavoda.
Smith finds an inside carrier who edges another metre or two closer. They're only 5 out here. Richard Joyce
again.
Brought down by Ben Love, but
Look
Joyce keeps going. The number 8 is there. Has he scored?
I think he did
been
score.
held up. He's been held up, Richard Joyce.
Gee, I was confident he scored that, but...
No, he's been held up. Matt Hogan looks at his watch and decides there's time for the 5 metre scrum. Oh, well, as if this game hasn't had enough today.
Wow.
And we've got a Tuggeranong player down with a cramp on the far side.
Gee, I thought he'd done enough there with his leg drive, and
really
he had a latch on, driving him over the line.
It would have been a memorable finish. It's a memorable finish either way. The Vikings, they will have one last crack. Down
how their
by
scrum's
3
gone,
points.
Brett. Yeah, we might see...
well, Richard Joyce isn't going to let this away from his feet.
No, he won't. He won't let the backs take it.
Sorry, boys.
Crafty old number 8. He will not let the backs take it.
You're not required right at this point.
Correct.
So we'll go for the 5 metre scrum. One last chance for the Vikings. One last moment of hard work and defence from the Uni-Norths side.
I think, Brett, at half-time, a lot of people would have been lamenting a one-sided affair, but what a second half it's been.
It's been an incredible comeback from the home side, as you hear the Vikings faithful getting behind. Well, not the red and white hoops. It's the yellow and black hoops of Oz Harvest today. We really haven't had a chance to mention Oz Harvest in this second half.
Just been too full on. A lot of ball in play, hasn't it?
Really has. So Seamus Smith will feed this last scrum of the game. 5 metres out. Uni-North scrum holds nicely.
It's a good scrum from Uni at the moment.
Tuggeranong trying to get this second shove on. They've got it going forward here now. Richard Joyce has the ball at his feet. Scrum's gone to ground. Smith has it. The young halfback darts at the line. Is he short?
I think he's still short.
Tuggeranong have this. Have they got over there this time? No, they've come back for a penalty.
Wow, this is heart-stopping stuff, Brett.
Well, Matt Hogan,
I thought he might have gone a penalty try, and then I thought Seamus might have got it, and neither of them. But now back for another penalty.
And the only thing for sure and certain here is that Matt Hogan doesn't have dinner plans tonight. He's still got a bit of rugby to play here.
He's obviously not an All Blacks supporter, because I think they're on soon, aren't they?
Well, it might be half
in about 10 minutes.
Might be half time by the time we finish this.
Yeah.
So one last. Well, no, I'm not going to say one last one.
No. We've said that a few times.
We have said that. The time was up 3 or 4 minutes ago.
If you're a betting man, you'd think this scrum will get some forward momentum again, and then Richard Joyce will have a go off the back.
Well, he had a crack last time. Uni-Norths
might be awake to it, which might create space out wide. Who knows?
Smith feeds again for Tuggeranong. Again, Uni-Norths. They hold steady nicely here.
Good scrum from Uni at the moment.
Tuggeranong get it going forward. Smith peels out, finds Thompson. He comes his short side. He loses the ball. It's gone into touch, has it?
Not quite.
Flag is up, and that'll be full time. Uni-Norths win.
And deserve it, in fairness.
Uni-Norths 31 have beaten Tuggeranong 28. It's been An absolutely remarkable game, Brendan Allardyce.
Look at us, yeah. Credit where credit's due with Uni. They had a dominant first half and they just did enough to hold us off in the second half. But a really good game of footy.
Been a fantastic game of football here in this John I Dent Cup match of the round. 31-7 Uni-Norths led at half-time. 3 converted tries to the home side, brought the gap back to 3 points. And in the end, Uni-Norths triumph 31 points to 28. And that is a wrap from us here at Viking Park. Tuggeranong are at home again next weekend with Gungahlin making the trek south in round 12. While Uni-Norths, they'll head to Queanbeyan to take on the Whites. We'll head back to Griffith with East hosting Wests in the Hahn Superdry Griffin Legal John I Dent Cup match of the round. Don't forget the Wallabies facing the Six Nation champion Ireland tonight in Melbourne. And the Brumbies, as we've mentioned, will face Japanese champions Suntory in a festival game in Tokyo tomorrow. Keep an eye on the Brumbies socials for score updates there. But that is a wrap from us here in Arundel. Thanks for your company on Bar TV Sports. It's been a long afternoon, but for Brendan Allardyce and the team, I'm Brett McKay. Enjoy your rugby and go the Wallabies.